I can remember thinking, Lord, if you want me to remember this, for some reason, please bring it to my mind. When I need it, I want to be able to remember this. And in a weird sort of way, I kind of knew this was coming, which just doesn't make any sense, but it didn't come as a surprise. And I just really felt like that was a gift from the Lord of not throwing this in from nowhere. There was just something in my heart that he was preparing. My name is Melissa, and this is my son Jameson, and he's 6 years old. My daughter Sydney is 10, and we've been going to the lakes for the past 4 years. And last March, we found out after Jameson had been having just some random fevers and some arm pain that was keeping him up in the night, that he actually was diagnosed with leukemia. Jameson's cancer was actually a very rare form of leukemia called Philadelphia chromosome positive. So that's when we learned that really this wasn't going to be 6 months of just outpatient chemo, but it would be very intense inpatient chemo. Some of the struggles that probably have been the hardest is really being stuck at home for all of us. Jameson is naturally a homebody. He enjoys being home. He has never been a child who loves to
go to the stores.
He loves to go to the stores.
To get toys.
But going out for dinner, those kinds of things, he's fine.
Some places.
Yes. But that transition has been easier probably for him than it has been for Sydney and I. I like order, I like control, I like structure, and the Lord really has tested me in that of disrupting all order, all control, and all structure. And it's been a struggle, but I've been very just humbled by how much He's just helped my sanity throughout that. From the very beginning, I was able to look back on those types of things and see that, He had prepared me. He had drawn me close to Him. Prior to my divorce, I wasn't close with Him. I wasn't, going to church. I hadn't surrounded myself by strong believers. And after my divorce, I was going to the lakes on a regular basis. I was in a Bible study, had a real core group of women in my life, had met some women who just really poured into me spiritually, and just being prepared for that was just amazing. All these little reminders of God's love that is shown through people over and over again, and then just continued answers to prayer. So, every time we encounter something with Jameson's kidney stones or the whole battle with cancer, but we'd pray for little things all the way up to big things, and looking back, and each one of those has been answered. So I think sometimes a long-term illness is difficult because you're praying for healing, but you also have to pray along the way for the little things and still just carry the road. So this week we got to go to the aquarium, and that was really fun. It was so fun to see Jameson just enjoy something normal, that we just didn't think about cancer or counts or anything like that. And then after July, his inpatient treatments should be done, and then we go on kind of more of a true maintenance. And I don't really know what that's going to look like, but it feels just wonderful to me for we can be back to normal. He can hopefully in this fall go to school. He'll be in first grade. Prayer for me is just that while we're in the hospital and these other families that I meet, that I can just show God's love to them and be a blessing to them, because we're there so often, and there's so much just heartache and pain and suffering.